another video. In this video, we are going to through the web interface of the vManage. So once we logged in, this is what we are going to see, and it will give you a error over here saying that the configuration database administrator username and password, that is for the database. We don't worry about it as it is for the lab, but in the production, definitely you will change the password for the database also. All right, so in the dashboard, so 2.10 dashboard is a little much different from this one. So it's like an enhanced one, but 2.20.6, it's like similarities are there. It will be like a same interface, like same color and everything. So on the top, you will see the summary. Summary in here, you will see how many WAN, Edge, Smart, Bond, and vManage devices you have. Any device which is been reported in the last one, there is one device that is vManage. And if there are any certificate invalid warning or status, you can see it over here. And you do have total number of devices and how many number of devices are being licensed, you will see over here. So control status, that is the connectivity between your branch devices and the controllers. It will show you the status over here. Any control fully up, partial, or fully down. So you do have different representation is this one, and this is also the same thing, WAN connectivity, and you will see the transport interface distribution or the usage of that one. So WAN edge inventory, it will show you total number of devices authorized, deployed, and staging, status of those devices, and WAN edge health and the transport health, that is your VPN 0 interfaces. If there is any top application which is being used or there is an application aware routing which is being used, the data will be collected. So automatically you see that Cisco SD-wan is automatically started to collect the data. You do have visibility of your branches. Once you implement, you already got this much of data simply. So on the top, you do have a resource group. You for currently there is only one global, or you want to select, you can select. Global means you will see the all of them. If you have created some of the groups, which we will create in the future videos, and you will see that how it will differentiate the view of the administrator. On the left hand side, we do have menus over here. On the right hand side, we do have a cloud connectivity, cloud on ramp, SaaS, IaaS, and multi-cloud. So you will go through those wizards in order to connect to the cloud. This is for the task running. What are the active tasks which are running and which are completed? You can see it over here. And if you need any help, this is what its options over here. And if there are any notifications, you can see it over here. So which are the active notification, that means it just came in, and which are already cleared. You can check it over here. Alright, so let's go back to the menu. Now in the menu you do have dashboard. This is the main dashboard which we are seeing. So if we go back to the dashboard and we can see the VPN dashboard. So we have to create the VPN groups, which we will create when all the devices have been onboarded and we have done some labs and we got some data. That's where we will try to propagate while looking into the monitoring video. Next will be your security. If we have implemented any security policies, this is where we will see some data. Next will be the multi-cloud. So if you are connected to your cloud, like interconnect or cloud, whatever, all the data will be displayed over here. Coming to the monitoring geography is just like you have defined your clock time zone. According to that one, it will synchronize with the internet and it will show you up in the map over here. Next, network. Network means you currently there is only vManage added. So when we start adding our devices, controllers and everything will be show up over here. So you just click on that one and you can see the data. What are the different details you can see, like what can I say, the WAN in the T-lock, and you can see if there are any tunnels. Currently there will be none because there is only one device which is active. We have provisioned that device. We have to add these two devices to vManage also. Alright, so the data will slowly come up, but if you see the system status, this is where you will see the power, RAM, utilization, memory, CPU, and all those things details over here. If it was a physical device, it will show you the temperature sensor, USB modules, hard disk modules, if anything is being cached, power supply details, and the fan details. Yes, it will show you all the details over here. Events, we already logged in, so we should see some events generated over here. Some of them are CPU usage one, some of them are the memory one, which should be all good. So if I go back to my system status, you see that it's not using much of data right now. Okay, troubleshooting, this is where we will try to ping traceroute to vManage, but with the branch devices we will have all those options. We will see in the and then the real time we can see the information like a CLI. If you want to see any of those information, you can just check over here like a CLI simply. Now alarms, you already can see in the notification, but again if you want to see specific ones, you can come back here and you can see the data when it is generated. Events, again the same thing. Some of the events will be generated that you can see it over here, and in the alarms also you can see the same way how you are seeing in this particular what do you say, web interface. Audit log, that means what you have done, each and everything will be audited in here. That's nothing new. ACL logs, if you have created any ACLs, which we will create in the local policy, that's where you will monitor that one. Network wide path inside, that again when the data is being, all the branches have been deployed, when the data started to generate, that's where it will make sense, but now we don't have anything. On-demand troubleshooting, don't worry. Configuration, again, this is where we will try to add the devices, validate or invalidate the certificate, create our network designs, create our templates, feature template, device templates, create our policies, security policies, and so options. Tools, SSH terminals, rediscovering our fabric, operational commands like template migrations. So these are like an example. So SSH terminals, which already says according to that one name, that is SSH, taking the SSH sessions to your branch devices using the vManage web interface. So if you want to rediscover your network, if you're seeing that any of the device for some reason is not coming online, you can start to rediscover. It will be resource consuming, just be careful. And template migrations is like if you want to migrate a template, if you can say that I'll be using this one C8000 and CSR, so both of them can share a common template, so you can see if they are able to migrate or not. If you want to add the compatible device. Maintenance, this is where you will upload your patches, software and upgrades, and this is where you will upgrade your device. If you want to reboot any of the device, you go back over here, and this is where the security, that means if you have implemented a security policy, this is where you will see the data. Now, administration settings, we will come back to that one. Manage users, this is where you will create new users, user groups, and you will see the sessions, what's going on with that users. And when you click on add users, and if you say the resource group, which will be, again, currently we don't have anything. So that's the reason we are seeing only global. But when we create the groups, then we should see the user will be only able to access that particular resource group. Again, resource group, you will have basic net admin operator, different roles being created for you. And I don't think so you can create your own. So yeah, select locally, English US is the default. You can't change it in here. That's okay. Now you enter your full name, password, resource group, and the role of that one, and accordingly it will show you the options. Okay. So now cluster management, this is where you will manage your vManage cluster. So currently I do have only one, and that you can see the service configuration and service reachability, it will say yes. So when you have three vManages, that's where you can go ahead and make a cluster together. So you will see all the three vManages over here. Integration root certificate authority, this is the by default some of the root certificate authority is being installed. So if you want to install your own, you can click on modify and you can click on add your own certificate authority if you like. So but the main thing is that by default these many certificates which is been issued by these many authorities will be by default accepted simply. Disaster recovery, again, you do have one what do we say, we manage in headquarters, another in the remote one. You will enter the devices and click on manage disaster recovery, go to the process. So once you see that both the devices are reachable and it is vManage, so it will go to the vmod details, then the recovery mode and the replication will start. So it's a disaster recovery. That means if headquarters goes down, remote site will take over the vManage. VPN group, again, to when we have a lot of data coming in, like a lot of VPNs, this is where we will group some of the VPNs to get some visibility. So we will say corporate VPNs. Corporate VPN is like 10, 20, maybe 30, 40, like 7 or 8 VPNs are coming under the corporate, but both all of them are like assigned to a different departments. But you want to create a group of it so that when you want to get a visibility where those VPNs are configured, that's where you will create the VPN group. It will be easy to track that VPNs on which devices it is been configured. Alright, so we will create that VPN group in the future videos, but definitely yes, we will look into that one. VPN segmentation, when we are creating the VPN service VPN topic, this is where it's already that service VPN is a segmentation, so that is when we are adding the VPN service VPN, that is itself is a segmentation, so that's where we will discuss more about it. But once we started building up the service VPNs, it will automatically show up over here. So you don't need to create specifically from here. Everything will be created via the feature templates and automatically it will show up over here. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, license management, again, with the license one, you can see that which devices and what type of license you do have over here. And if you want to synchronize, you can synchronize. But the best option would be to go to the settings, which we will see in sooner. In that settings, we will provide our license, what do we say, account, username, and password. Going to the resource group, as we said that there is only global. Now this is where you can click on add. So I do have two regions and you can see that the time zones are according to Europe and this one is the Australia. So I can go ahead and create the resource group as Europe and make sure that it is only lowercase letter. Once you have the uppercase letter, it will start giving you the errors. Now currently I don't have any VPN site 200, that is my controller site. I don't want to add it right now. I will just click on add. So I just create a resource group and later on I can add the branches, sites, whatever I like to that particular resource group. Create one more, that should be Australia, and that's it, add. So in the future videos, we will add those branches when we are doing that lab. Now finally coming to the settings, this is where we are going to do some settings. That is organization name. We have already given in the system name, but still it says not configured. So we have to configure once again over here. That is Sysible and save. vBond, we also gave the vBond details. So we will say click on edit and we will say 20.1.1.3 or the FQD and DNS name if you have multiple vBonds. Alarm notifications currently disabled for the vManage, that's fine. So hardware WAN edge certificate authorization on box. It's on the box installed, so you don't have to worry. Cisco one. Controller certificate authorization. This is by default Cisco, which we will change it sooner, but not now. So we will change it to the enterprise and we will insert the IP address. Now WAN Edge Cloud certification, you see that certificate authorization automated. So once the controller are onboarded, when the branches are onboarding, the vManage will take care of the generating the CSR and issuing the certificate and installing the certificate and completing the process of onboarding for these particular devices. Okay, web server certificate, we don't worry. All right, enforce software version ZTP. So if you are doing provisioning any of the devices via ZTP and if you want to enforce the versions for the particular devices, you can just click on and you can just what do we say, define the uh, version of that one. So currently you see that I'm not able to turn it on because first you have to turn on the smart licensing and plug and play and everything. So we'll come back to that one later on. So again, the banner, if you want to see the banner whenever you want to log in, you can click it over here. If you have the HTTP, HTTPS proxy or reverse proxy, configure it in here. Cloud on ramp for SaaS, it's been currently disabled. We will see when we are discussing about the cloud. Manage encrypted password, we don't worry, cloud services, all of those, these are like different features and services which are currently disabled. Policy password is also disabled, so we don't worry unless, but in the production you should be enabling and enforcing a policy in there. Now data collection is already enabled. Tenancy mode is in a single mode. Multi-tenancy we will discuss at the end of this course. Statistics configuration, maintenance window, we are not configured any maintenance window because we are not going to do any upgrade or anything. Identity provider, that is like adding up to your radius server or anything. So if I click on enable, identity provider metadata, that is the SAML authentication, like single sign-on. Statistic database, so currently you can see that we have given 200 GB, and out of that one it have already used 83 GB of that one, and we are only left with 117 GB. Now Google API Maps, this will be helpful to detect your branch device places, the zone and everything. Software install timeout, if you want, there is a default timeout set for it. Whenever you're installing the software or upgrading the software, after a certain period of time, it will just drop that action. IPS signature upgrade, when we are discussing about the security feature, that's where we will discuss. Smart account, you can just click on edit and provide your username and password, so it will synchronize. So plug and play, we will discuss is when we are adding the branch devices, but plug and play is just like you can enable it simply, and it will not enable because one touch provisioning. Let me enable one touch provisioning first, and after that you try to enable the plug and play, because without the smart account it will not enable the plug and play. Okay, so one touch provisioning, we have already enabled that one. That is whenever the device is connected, you just do a bootstrapping on that one. We will check it. We will do the bootstrapping provisioning also, don't worry about it. And the interactive help, let me turn it on. I don't know. Okay, that's for the analytics if you need any interactive help. Okay, so I have enabled that one. Let's see where that option is later on. But these are the options you can see on the settings. Now workflows, so this is for your ZTP and plug and play. So you can just upload your, what do we say, failure in the following prerequisite, unable to retrieve vBond controller reachability, because the vBond is not added yet, vSmart is not added controller, so that's why it is giving me the error. So let's go back to the settings page, that's fine. So what this actually means is like you want to give information to the vManage saying that these are the devices which will be coming onboarding. So accept that authentication. That means authenticate them and do the onboarding. So you will upload that CSV file with the serial number and token number. And after that, you will go to configuration, go to the devices. Then this is where you will see the devices, and appropriately you will create the templates and attach the templates over there. So it's like an automation. You're just giving an information over here, just doing your process everything, bootstrapping everything on the vManage. And whenever the device comes online or is connected to the internet, authenticated by the vBond, connected to the vManage, it will push the template, whatever you have created, the configuration. Okay, that's for the semi-automation. So vAnalytics, that is for the connecting of the cloud. So you need to have a license in order to connect to that one. So now you can see the user is admin and signed out, and we have enabled the interactive help, and this is what is the interactive help over here. So now you can see that within a small box, it will start how to configure the device. Click on that one. It will select the ISO XE. It will give you the details how to go ahead and configure the device. Click on start, click on next, and now it will take you to the process everywhere. So click on add template, and now you see that you can select multiple devices, so and so. It's a good feature, that's good, but we do not require that one because it's for the new learners. That's all good. So let's go back to the settings, and I will just turn off the interactive help. All right, so that was the vManage web interface. I hope you have been familiar with the options and everything. So I hope this was informative for you, and thank you.